My desk mate appears cold on the outside, but deep down, she actually hopes I would kiss her. Little did she know, I could hear her innermost thoughts. So, I kissed her luscious lips right then and there. Emily was shocked when I really went through with it, her eyes wide with disbelief. She never expected me to kiss her in public. He really kissed me. That was my first kiss, she thought. Was it his first too? So embarrassing with everyone watching. But I don't want it to stop. Feeling that Emily was nearly out of breath, I finally let her go. The entire classroom was stunned into silence by the scene. As I nonchalantly looked at Emily in my arms, I cheekily asked her, "Man enough for you?" Overwhelmed by the many eyes on us, she suddenly snapped back to reality, accusing me of being a hooligan before covering her mouth and running out. In fact, just moments before, I had realized I had been reborn back into my senior year of high school. What a ridiculous script, I thought. Others reach their peak when they're reborn, and I have to face university entrance exams right away. As I pondered this, a sweet female voice caught my attention. "Charlotte, your English homework." Looking up, I locked eyes with Emily, the school's beauty, angelically beautiful and warm. What most people didn't know was that in my previous life, such a radiant girl had ended her own life. The thought always unsettled me. At that time, after we graduated and Emily was married to someone else, she suddenly approached me one day to expose her husband for cheating on her. Seeing her tear-streaked face, I couldn't comprehend how anyone could hurt her. Though I was only her confidant, even though I loved her, especially since at 25 I had nothing at all, and felt incapable of bringing happiness to the woman I loved. After that, we lost touch, until I saw in a class group chat that she had taken her life. It was unfathomable that such a sunny and warm girl would choose to leave this world. As I was lost in thoughts of the past, a voice snapped me back to the present. "Why are you staring at me? Is there something on my face besides stunning beauty?" The boy must be stunned by my beauty, she must have thought. I was startled and quickly scanned the classroom, realizing no one else was speaking to me. Was it Emily? But her lips hadn't moved. As I stared at her, puzzled, the voice teased again. "Still staring? You're drooling." Now I was certain it was her voice. The only explanation was that I could hear Emily's inner thoughts, my superpower. Thrilled, I felt as though I was reborn for her. My gaze towards her deepened with affection. Emily, sensing the intensity, grew flustered. Seeing her adorable, vulnerable look, I wanted to hug her and comfort her. Her inner monologue was full of nerves. "He's making me so nervous. Can he tell I like him? Does his reaction mean he likes me too? Just say it out loud and I'm yours." Hearing Emily's rich inner thoughts, I found her incredibly endearing, and knowing she liked me too was a delightful surprise. It was time for me to take the initiative and confess my feelings. Looking at the girl in front of me, I couldn't resist the urge to touch her face. Emily immediately noticed my hand lifting, her mind racing. Is he going to hug me? He wouldn't kiss me, right? Not here at school, but I don't mind. It's rare for him to make the first move. Hearing Emily's inner monologue, I couldn't help but burst into laughter. My smile left her stunned. She thought, "He's so handsome. He's no longer the aloof god. He's my sunshine." Before she could recover, she felt the warmth of my palm on her face. Gently, I tilted her head up to meet my eyes. Seeing her adorably blinking those big eyes, her thoughts screamed, "Kiss me now." Hearing Emily's fervent inner plea, I smirked and teasingly pinched her cheek, indulgently asking, "What are you thinking about?" Emily looked at me with wide, innocent eyes, internally ranting, "I've been waiting so long. Is that it? If you're a man, just kiss me." Her words prodded me, and I decided to prove myself. I leaned in and kissed Emily. The next second, her eyes widened in surprise. She hadn't expected me to really kiss her in front of everyone. Feeling her struggle to breathe, I finally released her and asked dominantly, "Am I man enough now?" Emily, noticing the shocked faces of our classmates, instinctively reacted, "Charlotte, you're such a hooligan," and then covered her mouth and ran out. As Emily fled, the classroom burst into animated discussion. Are they going to be together? A lot of people's dreams are about to be shattered. At that moment, a boy slammed his book onto the desk and stood up furiously. "Charlotte, what did you do?" It was Yuanyi, a wealthy second generation who had been infatuated with Emily for years. Despite countless rejections, he never gave up. Hearing Andy's accusation, I just smiled carelessly. "We like each other. You have no right to judge." Meanwhile, Emily, once outside, felt thrilled. "Does this count as a confirmation kiss? He must like me if he kissed me," she pondered happily. These thoughts were known only to me and Emily. Just as I settled back into my seat, the sound of high heels approached, and a woman carrying a stack of Chinese language exam papers entered the room. Bonnie, our homeroom and Chinese language teacher, was conducting an exam this session. She had Emily and Wanjing distribute the exam papers. As the papers reached me, Emily caught me gazing at her affectionately, her heart fluttering uncontrollably. How can he be so cute? He's nothing like the stoic guy he used to be. He's totally like a puppy now, so adorable. Despite her attempt to appear nonchalant, I saw right through her. When Emily handed me the exam paper, I suddenly grabbed her hand. She was so startled that she dropped the papers, tensing up instantly. "What is he doing? He's not going to kiss me again, right?" "I wouldn't mind, but not with everyone watching. You need to calm down, Charlotte. You can do whatever you want in private." I just wanted to tease Emily, but it turned out she was somewhat hopeful about my actions. I gently squeezed her hand and let go. Emily breathed a sigh of relief when I released her hand. "Well, Charlotte is still sensible. But even if he kissed me, it wouldn't be such a big deal, right?" "No, that's too casual. Charlotte hasn't even confessed yet. I can't let him kiss me so freely. If he dares to kiss me and not take responsibility, I'll break his third leg," she thought devilishly, sneaking a glance at me. Hearing her fierce inner monologue, I shuddered. Women are indeed not to be messed with, and the adorable Emily is no exception, I thought. Holding the exam paper, I frowned. Although I was a top student in my senior year, I had forgotten much since graduation. Just then, a white notification box appeared in mid-air. Daily check-in system installed. Location: Shuani High School. Reward: 200,000 cash and genius memory. Would you like to claim it? Delighted by this typical rebirth twist, I immediately accepted the reward. After confirming, my thoughts cleared, and all the knowledge I once knew gradually returned to my memory. I finished the exam in just half an hour, marveling at my own brilliance. I then began to plan my future wealth generation strategies. With my proficient drawing skills from my previous life, I quickly completed 3 drawings in less than an hour. William, mesmerized by my artwork, exclaimed, "Bro, since when are you so good at drawing?" His eyes filled with admiration and expectation. Seeing his eagerness, I knew my artwork was cutting edge and could potentially trend in the art market. As the time to collect the papers approached, the teacher stood up, tapped the desk, and asked everyone to hand in their exams. The students were reluctant, and the teacher thought, "This exam is tough. Most students will struggle." However, she never expected to have a genius in class who not only finished the entire exam, but also produced 4 comic sketches. I was organizing my drawings when I sensed someone standing in front of me. Looking up, it was Emily. "Charlotte looks so cute when he's focused," she thought. Even if the test was difficult, how could it possibly stump him? I deliberately failed this test so I could ask the teacher to seat me next to Charlotte. It turns out Emily occasionally asked me math questions in our previous life, all because he liked me. Feeling warmed by Emily's efforts, I could no longer calm my heart. I stood up and faced her, gazing earnestly into her eyes. Leaning close to her ear, I whispered, "Emily, we mustn't miss out on each other in this lifetime."